It's a collab, y'all.
Yes, and welcome to It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast.
Collabing with Comeback with Erica Cobb.
Yes.
I'm Erica Cobb.
And I'm Miss Angel Renee.
Yes, you are. Ciao.
Don't forget the Miss and my SS.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's super important. I'm so excited we're doing this.
First time ever.
I know. But it's a special occasion because after nearly a decade, I know we're creeping up on a decade.
Yes.
Of you doing my skin. You are my esthetician. You call me your billboard, Angel.
Yes. My walking billboard. When everyone compliments your skin, I'm like, thank you.
Girl.
Oh, wait, it's for her.
Girl. I mean, we've been through so much together. So I think it's really important that first the people, especially on the podcast, because it is audio, understand that we've come together and collabed on basically my favorite products that you've introduced me to, that you have given me the riot act on how to prepare and make sure that my skin is not only clean but glowing even after I leave your office.
Correct.
And so this is a special collaboration for the summer. So why don't we give the people the backstory on the Erica and Angel backstory?
Ooh, where do we begin?
Ooh, let's take it from the top. Take it from the top.
Okay, from the very first time that I saw you, I've said this story a couple times on my own podcast, but I was with my children. I was married at the time. And we were a nosebleed at the Nuggets game.
Yeah.
And you were announcing, and I just saw this beautiful black woman on the screen that they showed a quick shot of you. And I said to myself, not out loud, this is how powerful manifestation is. I looked and I said, I want to do her skin one day. And fast forward, gosh, maybe 3 years later to even 4, I don't remember. I walked into a bar that it was a networking event. I had no idea you were going to be there. And I walked up to you. We just started talking. Yeah. And I wasn't like, there she is, I have to go talk to her. It just kind of happened naturally. Yeah.
So actually, I'll take it from the bar. So I was actually doing a charity event at that bar earlier that day. A woman had come in and asked me if my name was Erica Cobb, and I said yes, and she said, great, I'm here to repossess your car.
Ooh,
so just for the record, charity does start at home, people. You could be raising money and stuff for other people, and there's someone there to repossess your car.
Come get them.
Exactly.
Come get them.
Exactly. So it was a very eventful day, and when Angel approached me, we had a very like, hey, I'm Erica, I'm Angel type conversation. And then she was like, oh, do you have any single friends? And
I was newly divorced and just, you know, I knew she knew a lot of people, and I'm like, I'm wanting to date here. You know, she started talking about a few guys, and then you mentioned Anthony.
Yes. I was like, there's this guy, Anthony. Right. This is long before my husband and I were dating. I just knew him to be like this amazing guy. And I was like, oh my God, I have this friend. His name is Anthony. He is going to make the best husband. This is what I said to her.
It's
Which,
true.
in hindsight, is hilarious because now knowing both of you much better, it's like...
And then you tell someone who just is newly divorced, you're like, he's going to make a great husband. I'm not even thinking about husbands. I'm like, ooh, I just want someone to go on a date with, you know? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I'll do your skin.
Yeah. So needless to say, I married Anthony. She never went out with Anthony.
No.
And we formed a relationship that has stood the test of time.
Correct.
So.
And I think it was in my treatment room where we really bonded, because you talked about your repossession, but when I was at that event, I think I had I was on E. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get home from that event. I couldn't even afford a drink. So I didn't tell you that. You didn't tell me your story. Yeah. But somehow we just connected. And I think in my treatment room, the bond just hit. And I think we slowly started to open up to each other.
Yeah. I mean, we've had so many different iterations. And I think our friendship has been one that I really think about in terms of how you can progress in terms of trusting someone, earning that trust, earning that place in each other's lives. And so it's been a very organic thing for us to grow closer together. Also, what we missed was, you started your business and your brand. I started my brand, and our brand
Almost around the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in terms of where we are for both of our industries, like we've really been neck and neck in that growth, and we've really helped each other along the way with that. So the next iteration is even bigger and better.
Right. To say to that, when someone comes to me and trusts me with their skin, it's big for me. Especially someone of color, because not a lot of people can treat just anyone.
Yeah.
And so when you told me you had got burned,
Yeah.
actually,
In Chicago.
and I was like, oof, and you showed me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
To win your trust over, it wasn't just like, okay, here you go. I can tell you were apprehensive. And the more I was working on your skin, the more you were able to trust me.
So the reason why I trusted you is, one, if I'm going to a professional for any service, I want to make sure that whatever they have, so in this case skin, is impeccable, and yours was.
Thank you.
Yes. And then I also look for, are you able to explain what the best course of action is for me in order to achieve the results that I want to achieve? And at the time I started coming to you, I had hyperpigmentation, so that's the dark spots that people get, especially people of color.
Yep.
It was very black on my face, and I had dots all over my face.
Never wore sunscreen.
I was very bad at wearing sunscreen, which makes the hyperpigmentation worse, which is something I've learned. And then also, I wanted to be very clear about, this is what I can do. And you were like, based on what you can do, based on the time that you can come in and your budget, this is what we can do. This is how long it's going to take you to get there. And then I got to a point where I was like, listen, what do I need to do? And I just would go in. Like, people are always like, what do you do? And I'm like, I go to Angel. And they're like, yeah, but what do you do? She really does.
She'll come in and she'll say, do whatever. What are we doing today?
Yeah.
Which is easier for me because I'm able to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Within reason, right? I'm not always going crazy on your skin, but we had to play a little bit of catch up. So I need to ask you, when you first came in, were you nervous when you first saw me?
No, I wasn't nervous because if you notice with you, like I have a group of people in my life that are all professionals at what they do. And for everyone, when you think of like, when I go to get my nails done or my hair, like I've grown with these people. And so I saw what you were able to do. I saw your passion for it. And that's what I'm looking for. Like, I don't want to go to any professional and them be like, yeah, so I just do skin on the weekends, like, which is cool. Like, if you do that, maybe you're great at it. But I want someone who is constantly continuing their education, who is able to teach others, because that's a huge marker of a true expert. It's something I take very seriously because for a couple of years there, I was in the beauty industry. So I understand when someone's passionate about what they do versus if it's just like something they can do. And you're very passionate about what you do.
And same with you, right? When you would come in, we have old film of her laying down and doing some video talking and me explaining. And my room was like a little bathroom.
Oh, we're going to have to cut that in. It's on YouTube, but we're going to have to cut a little B-roll in.
It's this little tiny bathroom with no windows. No windows. It's like a little prison room. It was bad.
No, it was not bad. It was actually super cute.
It was cute.
You introduced me to the indoor wall fireplace because you had your little fireplace up there.
I had to look at something shit.
It was cute.
I had to look at skin and then a little tiny fireplace. It was cozy.
It was cozy.
And I was so excited about it, by the way.
You should have been. You had a nice glass sliding door. Yeah.
And some people that were who's who of Denver actually didn't like that I was in a small area. And so that's why I asked you coming into, I rented a room in a hair salon.
Yeah.
And some people are not comfortable with that. And you came in and you were diligent. You were like, what do I need to do? This is my routine. This is what I've done. And I sat down and kind of nitpicked everything about your history, about what you're doing now, and kind of built our relationship from there.
Yeah. And honestly, I look back and again, like if you want to see the full, it's on YouTube on my Comeback with Erica Cobb channel.
Yeah.
Because I love, and some people are like, why don't you only show things from like the past like few years when your brand has really been quote unquote established? And I'm like, my brand is the comeback. Like
Right.
if people are going to listen to me like come back, they need to know that I'm coming back from something. And that was very early on, and we did a little interview and I talked about what I was doing with my skin and that my skin comeback was the biggest comeback at that point, like because I had come back from other things, but that was going to be my next big comeback.
Right.
And now we're here.
We're here. But with that being said, I remember with my divorce and raising my kids alone, even though it was different, we saw each other kind of climbing together.
Yeah.
And little victories, we would celebrate little tiny, whether you had a TV spot or a gig that you did, and I was going to be featured on, 9 News or whatever it was, we were like, yes, girl. And I just remember being so excited for each other, and it was genuine. There was no competition. It was just like we were both climbing, and just fighting and passionate about what we both do.
Well, I saw this really great meme that says, people compete at the bottom, they collaborate at the top.
Yes!
And I was like, that is the perfect transition to where we are now, because we've talked about this, doing something together.
Yes.
And we've worked on a few things together. Y'all watch out, because as things come out more and more, you're going to be like, where did this come from? And we're going to be like, yeah.
We've been doing that. We've been working on it.
Exactly. So I felt like, after I was nominated for the NAACP Image Award
Which
this
I
year,
went.
Yes.
And just so you know, just being her great friend, I wanted to go. I bought a ticket. Me and Ebony drank the entire time.
Yeah.
And, when you see your girl win, it's like you win.
Yeah.
And it's just like her even being there for me was a win. And I was just so excited. So when you came to me and like the collaboration started was a discussion at first.
Yeah.
And I was like, hello, what have we been waiting for?
Yeah.
Because everyone talks about your skin and how, and honestly, I'm not just saying this, it has been a journey with your skin. Because we've had a few setbacks.
Yes.
And we've talked about your setbacks.
Yeah.
And it was like clear skin, a full-on setback, because when you have acne lives in your system.
Yeah.
Anything can trigger it. And so when you came, this collab is not only amazing just because these products actually work. And I have to say, a lot of stars and a lot of people that are on TV that do skincare, they're not medical grade. I know that for a fact. This is exclusive, and it's actual medical grade products. So it's not watered down by a lot of things.
I really appreciate that, because for people who are like, what's the difference? It would be, the way that I think about it is, you can get hair products from Walgreens or, wherever, or you could get salon grade products from an actual salon, which is a professional grade. Yeah. And while they both might be good for their respective purposes, when you're talking about like something that you can pick up at a regular store, when you're really doing it because you have a system in place, you do see the difference. So I stand behind these products, obviously because you stand behind them.
Yeah.
But I can also vouch for them as a consumer.
Yeah, you haven't. So these products, we didn't just like pick out of nowhere. You've been using them.
Right.
So when you have a blemish, and especially with acne prone skin, your skin sometimes breaks out, pimple or two, and you get the dark marks. And what the system is for, it's perfect for summer because a lot of people break out. They have the little bumpies from the sunscreen or from sweat. So this is a perfect combination of things.
Okay, so let's remind the people, this is Come Back with Erica Cobb, collabing with...
It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast. I was going to say my name.
Well, I'm Erica Cobb, and...
I'm Angel Renee.
Yes. All right, so let's get into these products because I've been really excited. We've kind of soft launched, and people have already purchased it. It is a limited supply, so this is specifically for the summer.
Right.
I am such a huge fan, and Angel knows this because every time I come into her office, I buy so much product because I get scared that I'm going to be without it and then I'm going to get stuck.
She has one for the bathroom. She has one for travel. Yeah. She has one for her mom and sister when they visit because no one can share.
Well, no, because they steal it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They take it home and like, oh, by the way, I needed this.
So this is a collaboration of my favorite products, but not only my favorite, they're what I feel are most effective based on what we've been using for the past 7 years. And so let's run through what we have here because we have 4 pieces.
Let's start with the cleanser because that's what you do right when you wake up or when you go to bed. This cleanser is for all skin types. It's foaming. I love foaming because it feels like it's working, right? Yeah. And it has lactics, so it's great. It removes all the dirt and oil. Very simple. It works on all skin types. You won't be allergic because it's also for sensitive skin. So
I love the cleanser because I am a big fan of a foaming cleanser.
Me too.
Especially because I wear so much makeup for work. So I feel like I'm not trying to get that lather, which honestly I'm a texture person too. So I don't like to work things up into like from slimy to a lather. So in terms of the texture, it's great. And in terms of how gentle it is, it's amazing because I do have to really wash my face every day to remove all the makeup.
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 times. And it's great because it won't over dry your skin.
Yeah.
So there's that. I want to wait for this one. Yeah. Let's start with the Perfection pads because these have been something you've been on for years. Yes. And the main ingredient in Perfection pads, you can use them every day, is arbutin. And arbutin is a skin lightener, and it's not going to lighten more than your natural color. Because I get that question a lot. It's going to help lighten and brighten your skin. So it's active ingredient, but it's gentle enough to use every single day. And that's what's most important because there's a lot of products out there that you can only use once or twice a week. This one you can use every single night. And I even tell people, cut it in half, if you want to save, if you're traveling or you want to save some for another night, because this right here is like liquid gold.
So the Perfection pads, for me, after I do the foaming cleanser, it's almost like my second check that I've washed my face effectively. Because sometimes, you miss like the hairline or something like that. And so when I use the Perfection pads, I'm always like very proud of myself because I'm like, oh, there's no makeup on it. Like I got at all the nooks and crannies, I also love it because it gives me like a smooth finish, if that makes sense. So it's an active, and so I can feel it actually going into my pores. And in terms of the lightening agent, I can attest that my body is all the same color. I have been using this for years, and I would not use anything that would make my actual skin color get lighter. I'm very, very proud of my chocolate skin. So I'm telling you, this is safe, and it works well for the hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, so Latinas, black skin, even some Asians, what happens when you pick your skin or even when you just get a pimple, that mark will stay there for 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, if you go in the sun, it gets darker. So this will help lighten, I would say with your skin, it started working within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But you have to be diligent about it. That's the main thing. It's not going to be a miracle with one swipe.
Right.
You have to be diligent about it. So that's what I love about this product. The second thing I love is this clear stick. Because there are times when you've come to me and you have a pimple Like now I think you have like maybe a little baby one that I can see.
Yeah.
This has salicylic acid. So I like a clear stick. A lot of people are using the little pads.
Yeah.
Which are cool. But this is nice because some people have to wear makeup and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be looking like they have a wart on their face.
Right.
So this is nice. It helps with inflammation and redness. So if you have a pimple, this will help the inflammation to go down so it's not so bulging out or so big. That's one thing I love about the clear stick.
The clear stick is great because I have two little guys on my face over here. And they were red and they were bulbous last night. This morning, they went down dramatically and they're not red anymore. So I'll follow up tonight, not only with the clear stick, but also Perfection Pad, because it went away right away. Now, the other thing about the clear stick is if you have ingrown hairs, which a lot of people will get, especially during the summer because you're doing a quick
Yep.
I had an ingrown hair that I am ashamed to say I had for longer than I want to admit. And within 3 days, it went down and the hair finally excavated. So it took 3 days. And I've had this for months. So the idea that this brought it to the surface and like made it move, that's generally what happens. That's when it really becomes a problem. The clear stick is brilliant.
Well, now that you mention that, you can use that on your bum as well. So some people have butt acne. And they get sweaty from working out and they have the little bumps on their bum. This also works on their bum, not just on their bikini line or their face. I mean, I would definitely not go too crazy. Come on, ladies. And make sure the area is clean. Mm-hmm. But this will also work on, the body parts.
I can attest to at least one ingrown hair. Okay. It's gone. It's gone.
Yay!
Yes.
Lastly is, who doesn't love a good moisturizer? Mm-hmm. The cool thing about this is it has niacinamide, which helps with inflammation, redness, especially people who suffer from acne, and it's also brightener. I like a moisturizer that you can use morning and night. I don't like a morning moisturizer. I don't want a night moisturizer. I want one moisturizer that I can use morning and night, especially when I'm traveling. Yeah. If I'm traveling, I don't want to take a whole bunch of things. Yeah. So this is perfect because you're not going to need more than this when you travel. And that moisturizer is not heavy. And it's like, I don't know what you love about it, but I like that it's moisturizes, but it's not heavy. You can still put your makeup on.
I love that it's not heavy, but you can layer it. Mm-hmm. So in the winter, I definitely will do 2 passes because I'm conservative with how much I'm using because I'm a very glowy girl. Mm-hmm. Because you do my skin. So
I know.
So I'm very conservative when it comes to putting lotion or putting moisturizer on my face.
Yeah.
During the winter, I'll put a little bit more around my mouth area because that gets drier than the rest of my face. But yeah, I agree. You don't need anything else. My mother, actually, I caught her in LA using this on her arms and I was sounding every alarm. And she's like, what? This isn't the lotion. I'm like, that's just for your face.
I know. Like, that's a lot of moisturizer. Yeah. Good stop. But you mentioned the darkness around your mouth. I want to mention that because when I started working on your skin, you did have some darkness around here, which is very common with Latinas and black skin. It darkens, right? You can just get dry. And when you get dry around there, it turns a different color. So yes, you've come into me and yes, I've worked on your skin, but this works on your skin when I can't touch your skin. And I think that's important to say for people who are like, I don't know where to start, or going in to see an esthetician is too expensive. This is a great kit for someone who has, not maybe grade 4 or 3 acne, which is cystic all the way, but someone who has some mild acne and can't get in, this is perfect starter kit for them.
You can actually see what Angel's referring to in the YouTube video because I'm wearing no makeup. I'm wearing no makeup now. It's a very different no makeup. But I was wearing no makeup in that video from 2016. Oh, and you can see like it's almost like a cast shadow just around my mouth. which was something that doing dermaplane really helped because I did have fuzz around my mouth. Well, I had fuzz all over my face, but it was more prominent because of the discoloration around my
Correct.
mouth, which is like very, very different now.
Yeah. No, it looks good. I think if you can't afford, just a little quick tip for those that are listening, if you can't afford to get in for a dermaplane or you're in between sessions, just getting a Amazon razor that they sell. They have facial ones. I can't remember what they call them, and you can just do a quick one on your own. Shave your face basically. Just be careful.
What would you use for a base? You wouldn't use like shaving cream, would you?
No, you would just make sure your skin is really dry and hold your skin really taut, and then just make sure you go upward.
Yeah.
And if anything, just shave off the mustache. No one wants a mustache when unless you're a man.
And I can also attest because a lot of people ask me like, does it grow back thicker? And I'm like, no, it does not.
So
grow back thicker.
what I say to that is, if it were that easy, bald men would have a full head of hair. So if all it took was to shave to grow massive hair amounts, bald men would be like,
Yeah.
So no, it does not make your hair grow back thicker.
So I love dermaplane. That's kind of how we started. I was doing something totally different before I came to you. And you were like, one, it was contributing to my hyperpigmentation because I was basically having my skin suctioned.
Yeah.
And I noticed differences immediately. But then when I started implementing product, that's when all together, like I was a part of the team. Like I was an active member of the team because it's almost like you go to the gym and you work out with a trainer and they're like, well, it's really important what you're doing at home in the kitchen. And you're like, no, I'm just going to come back and then I'm going to like,
Don't tell
pump
me I
some
can't
weights.
drink.
Right. And they're like, yeah, we can tell. You can tell as well. So I love this kit. It was something that was, I mean, honestly, I dreamt about this. It was really on my heart. It felt like something that we needed to do together.
Yeah.
And I love that it's all travel size. It's TSA-friendly because the stop kit, which is beautiful, and you can also
I was going to say, can we just mention the bag real quick? Because
it's so beautiful.
I love this bag because it's huge. If you open it up, yes, the products are in here, but I mean, it's great for travel.
Yeah, you can
put other things.
Yes, you can put all of your toiletries in there. And one of the things, because I'm a huge fan of just travel size anyway, because I get so much anxiety. I travel a lot, and I get so much anxiety about not having the necessities. And these, for me, are the necessities. And I'm like constantly like, oh my gosh, well, if I have the moisturizer, do I have the cleanser? And this is just 100% ready to go and to put in whatever else you need for your travels. I know a lot of you are traveling this summer, so this is right on time, and you can just throw it in your suitcase and go. So it really, I feel like we thought of everything.
Yeah, we did. We just didn't throw it together.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to mention again and just reiterate is that this is medical grade treatment. This is treatment in itself because it comes from a pharmacy in Las Vegas. It's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, I make it in my kitchen, which there's nothing wrong with that. These are active ingredients. The second thing I love is that you have genuinely used these. It's not like I threw this on your face last month. And I know that they have worked for you really well. And lastly, everyone always asks what you've done to your skin.
Yeah.
All the time. That's why I say you're my walking billboard.
Yeah.
Because everyone has asked, and I'm like, finally it's here.
Yeah.
Like, you can have it also. And I think this is truly all you use except for maybe one other thing, and it's maybe the lip balm. I don't know. But
yeah, I do. Yeah, I use the lip balm, the Angel Kiss as well. So as you mentioned, it's medical grade, so we're not playing around, okay?
Nope.
I have had so many people ask me like, "Is this for me?" And I'm like, I've been telling people like, listen, everyone that I know who's ever stayed in my house, which is a lot of people, And our family and friends are like the United Nations. So there's a diversity of skin types.
Yeah.
And everyone uses it and everyone loves it. That's the reason why I have to replace it so much. So at $155 price point, you're getting these 4 pieces as well as the DOP kit and also an introduction to a new system.
Can I just say, in my office, I have serums that are more than all of this. So I have a serum that is a vitamin C that's like $199. I think even $210 now. So you're getting a lot for that price.
Yeah.
And medical grade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just wanted to kind of get it into perspective that most of my serums in my office cost more than this whole thing.
Well, and I mean, that's important to note, but like the people who are saying, because I get asked all the time, like, what do you do to your skin? What do you do to your skin? And we've been very honest and transparent. You know, like, obviously, I go to see you regularly.
Yeah.
We've talked about, you've been giving people free jewelry for a very long time because, especially when it comes to women of color or men of color, people, I remember having a conversation with the woman who is the host of Sheen TV, Sheen Magazine, and I've run into her 2 times on the red carpet for different events. And each separate time she's asked me, what do you do to your skin? So the second time I was like, girl, lasers. And she's like, I asked you that before. She's like, I do so many events. She's like, I knew you looked familiar. And she's like, did I ask you that before? And I'm like, yes, you did. And she's like, because your skin, she's like, I do red carpets all the time and like your skin stands out. She's like, be more specific about the lasers. And so I just started talking about like, you know, sometimes she'll do laser genesis and clear and brilliant and all of these different systems, but that's not what I'm doing on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I'm doing my homework and this is my homework.
Right.
So I'm really excited to share it with people. And I understand that, you know, you want to qualify it, but I don't think it needs to be qualified because if I would have known that there was a system better than what I was doing before that was going to be effective, I would have invested in this system long before.
Yeah, and there's only a few. I just want to say it's perfect for those who don't know where to start also. Because there's a lot of people who get ads for this and that, and this is great. And that's why I love that we're talking about this because it's genuine. You've used it, and I hope we show a picture of your skin and how the journey of, like, even just recently when you went to the gun range.
Yeah.
Lord
y'all
knows I wanted to strangle this woman.
Yeah. I went
and
to
she
the
was
gun
very
range.
calm about it. And she shows me this picture of her face, and I was like, not only are we going through a shutdown, I'm like, I'm going to strangle her right now. And so from that, you were also using these products because I couldn't work on your skin at the time. And that's how powerful these are. I think it's a great starter. And for $155, I mean, come on, we spend more than that on coffee a month.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I do.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of coffee.
I have a big staff.
Yeah. Well, what else do you want people to know about either this system in particular or just in general about skincare? Because I get asked, like, I'm the expert. I'm like, all I'm doing is regurgitating what you've shown me, like, you know, things that you've done on my skin.
You know, I'm so proud of her because, like, normally she'll... That laser thing, that lotion thing, and like now she's learning the terms.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'm like, yeah, laser genesis, y'all.
Laser genesis. No, I think this is great, and also just there's a limited supply, so we're not gonna carry this for very long.
Yeah.
It's only a few.
Yeah, and we've soft launched, and let's just say, get on it because it's
selling.
not going to be around. And I'm like so serious. We are not going to do, at least not this one.
Yeah.
Like in the future.
Yeah,
We can talk about something else. But if you are interested, I'm dead serious. You're gonna have to buy it today because it's not gonna be around for much longer. And just people within like a 1 mile radius of me alone have already been like on it. So
Yeah. No, I'm excited. Our very first collab. I love it.
I'm excited.
And this bag.
I'm so excited. I think when we talk about Erica Cobb by Angel Aesthetics, but like Angel Aesthetics, the comeback, there's so much synergy in our brands. When you're at the top, you collab, not compete.
Amen to that.
And I think that this is a beautiful testament not only to our friendship and how we've evolved together, but also to the potential for growth. Like you're a small business, I'm a small business, and we've been able to do these things, and putting this together, like it just makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, me too.
Because people have our back and we have each other's back, and that's really important to me.
So thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you. So this has been
It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast.
collabing with Comeback with Erica Cobb podcast. And to pick up the collab today, and I suggest you do, go to skincarebyangel.com. It is also on both of our social medias in the bio. Just click the link. Click the link.
Grab yours.